Sorry about this. I'm just cleaning because I've got a few guests coming around. Actually, that reminds me of a story from the Bible, from the New Testament. See, there was two sisters named Martha, the oldest sister, and Mary. And they lived in a very small town. The kind of town that you wouldn't spend very long in. You might stop there on the way to somewhere important, but you wouldn't be going to this town for this town. But there was something really big happening in that town at the time, and that's that they were being visited by Jesus. Now, you heard about the rescuer yesterday. This is that guy, so it's kind of a big deal. And making it an even bigger deal is the fact that Jesus, this rescuer, was going to be staying at Martha and Mary's house. So, they're going to be frantically cleaning, I mean more than I am. So Martha was cleaning, right? She was scrubbing the floors, washing the windows, clearing off every table in the house. And she was exhausted by the time the house was fairly clean. Only problem being, Mary was nowhere to be seen. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'd been left to do all the cleaning and my sibling had been off somewhere else, I would be furious. And Martha was. She stormed out of the house looking for Mary, and she found her. Mary was sitting at the foot of Jesus listening to him, and Martha runs up to her, grabs her by the ear, pulls her up, and asks, "Why weren't you helping me clean the house? We got an important guest coming." And then Jesus spoke, and he said, "Martha, Martha, you're worrying about a lot of stuff. But none of that is super important. You see, what Mary's doing is very important, the most important thing, and nothing can take that away from her." Now, what Jesus was saying wasn't that chores aren't important and shouldn't be done, or that work shouldn't be done. What Jesus was saying was that listening to him is the single most important thing anyone can do. And we know this because we have the Bible. We have the New Testament and the Old Testament. And so we have all this knowledge from Jesus, so we know that listening to him has the best reward. So it's totally worth listening to him. And now, to really drive home how important this is, immediately before we learn about Martha and Mary in the New Testament, Jesus tells the story and the parable of the Good Samaritan, which is a story about being a good neighbor and just being a good person. It's one of my favorite stories in the Bible. And then immediately after we learn about Martha and Mary, Jesus teaches his disciples how to pray. These are two enormously important lessons. So you can kind of understand why Mary was listening to Jesus. Because she wasn't ditching her sister, leaving Martha to do all the cleaning. Mary wasn't going to go watch a movie or play a video game. She was listening directly to Jesus, which, I mean, it's as important as things can be. And I mean, I'm speechless just thinking about it, but I think I need to go back to doing some chores because the back steps aren't going to sweep themselves. So thank you very much for listening, but I gotta go.